Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is back with another live episode coming at you, episode number 37. As always, it's your host Chase with my co-host Philip and a new special guest today, Bodie 3000 in the live podcast with us. Philip, starting with you, brother. How we doing? How's your week been? Haven't talked Falcon football since last Friday, I believe, or last Sunday, so it's been a little minute. What's going on?
Been kind of exhausted this week. Been working out on some streams over there on Twitch, certain things other than football. Been also working on other things like edits too for, our page and everything else.
Okay. If you haven't already, man, head over to DFU on YouTube. Check out the shorts and the lives or the videos that Philip's been putting out. Much love to Philip and the edits he's been bringing over to Dirty Fanatics United. Definitely stepped the bar up this year over on this side. Bodie, what's going on, man? How you?
Man, I'm good, man. All I need to tell you is, man, you need to step your room up like Philip got, man.
I feel it. Philip's
He's
flagging out.
shitting on you right now, man. He's killing you, right? No,
Yeah.
for real though. It's a great day, man. Just hope this rain don't knock this broadcast out,
Yeah, it's a little stormy over here. If you're in Atlanta or if you're in the South Georgia, it's definitely storming over this way. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in at Dirty Fanatics United. If you're watching right now, head over to YouTube, give us a like. Be sure to share with a Falcon friend, cousin, your mama, your daddy. It don't matter who. Share the podcast and be sure to leave a like. Shout out on the Facebook side of things. Shout out to Joseph Anthony, Greg Smith, Kelsey Leggett, Shawana Smith. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody over on YouTube. Be sure to leave a like and a comment. Philip, jumping right into things, man. It's been a lot of breaking news going on over in Twitter, NFL Network, all around the media. The Atlanta Falcons are head coachless. Arthur Smith is gone from the Atlanta Falcons after 3 years of finishing 7-10 each damn season. A lot to talk about tonight as far as who takes that vacancy. Arthur Smith's future in the NFL. Philip, just to start with you before we get to talk about the head coach situation, Atlanta Falcon football is over, sadly. No playoffs for us. Once again, I believe 7 seasons straight now. Very disappointing as a fan. Philip, just give me your take on this year as a fan, going to the games, as a football team. How did you feel about the Atlanta Falcons this season?
I expected a lot more offensively, but defensive wise, they shocked me. I ain't gonna lie to you. We've had words say, "Oh, we have a decent defense," but they showed out this year. Defense was the highlight of the season, I feel like, and we did have some sparks on offense, but this was the first year with an actual offense that Smith had, and it was just weak. And when he had the worst rosters past previous 2 years and was kind of lighting it up. And I figured with the way those 2 years went, this year would be the year.
This was supposed to be the year. Arthur Blank said it himself. Falling short every season with Arthur Smith at the helm of the Atlanta Falcons. I was a big fan of Arthur Smith. I was from the day we signed Arthur Smith, backed him all the way till this season. We talked about it a lot, Philip, here on the show. We talked about it over at One Time for the Fan with Bodie and Jack and Kiki. There were just times that Arthur Smith could not win games that we needed to win. Philip, I don't mean to cut you short on your season. Were you done speaking of your experience of this?
That was pretty much it. But it was fun, but yeah.
Yeah, we did have some good times up in Atlanta.
Birthday.
And I will say every game I went to this year was a dub. I didn't experience an L. So shout out to that. Week 1 was lit.
The game was you.
Yeah. Week 1 was lit with Bodie, Blue Man. Who else was with us? Bird. We had a good time week 1. So definitely always good times when it's Atlanta Falcon football going on. Plan to make the New Orleans trip next year. But Bodie, your experience as a fan this year watching your Dirty Birds play?
I was sad. Disgusted. I mean, 3 years to get it right, you know what I'm saying? All the money to get it right, the weapons. And I don't give a damn. People can sit here and say the quarterbacks were mid, and they were terrible. But even with those quarterbacks, they were, Heineke has won games and had decent seasons before, and they still look mid in this offense. All the weapons we had, and we couldn't put together, we couldn't put one foot in front of the other
Right.
to make something go. Like that's coaching, okay?
Yeah.
So we got that right. We can that, we canned our coach. Shout out to
Yeah.
Arthur Smith. Um, but I mean, it just that was a colossal disappointment. The offense, of course, the defense was we better had improved. The money
Yeah.
we spent on
Yeah.
Jesse Bates and all those pieces, a lot of 1 years, but those guys came together and they really rallied. AK grew. Um, Ellis was a great, probably the best, low key best signing, one of the
Yeah.
best signings we
No
had.
doubt.
Um, I mean, that defense is gonna go far. So I'm very
I mean,
excited
man,
to
when you
see.
bring up AK, that's a guy that don't get much love through the Falcon organization. A guy that they moved back to the
Yeah,
edge was really starting to get back into what he done year one as a rookie. Couldn't get the sacks, but was definitely getting the push. And this year, he actually, I think he finished the season off with 5 sacks. So, yeah,
good for him.
Ebiketie definitely grew a lot.
Good for him, man. I love that, and I think he's just gonna get better and better, especially with just growing and like I mean, Dean Pease's system it wasn't for everybody.
Right.
This system it brought the pressure in different ways, so it helped him out, and it's just gonna get better for him. So yeah, this defense gonna evolve. The offense can't go nowhere but up. We was at the fucking bottom. Let's be
Yeah. Yeah, no
real. Okay,
doubt.
so we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
An exciting Falcon. It ain't football, but a Falcon off season is going to be very exciting. A lot of moves I expect to see in free agency, possibly a veteran quarterback moving free agency, and still possibly draft a quarterback. A lot of situations and directions that the Atlanta Falcons could go this offseason. We're going to chat about it, but before we do, let's get to the comment section. Anthony Souvenir in the chat said, "What's good, Bodie, Chase, and Phillip? What's good, Anthony? Appreciate you tuning in, bro." Kelsey in the
Yeah.
chat said, "Hey, Cuzzo, what's up, Kelsey?" This was John Carter on Facebook. Said, "I want to see Todd Monken as the Falcons' new head coach." Philip,
Sheesh.
Philip,
Boy.
Bodie, let's talk about that here
Man,
for a second before we
not
move to the next
bad.
comment. Todd Monken to the A. Anybody's thoughts on that?
I ain't against it one. I ain't against it. I would
Look,
love it.
Todd Monken has a special place in my heart, winning me 2
No
natties.
doubt.
I
Go
love that
Dogs.
man to the moon and back. So
Facts.
yes,
Anthony White, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Says shout out to Chase and Bodie back together again. Awesome job, Chase. Shout out to Bodie, man. Bodie hit me up this week, wanted to chat some Falcon football. So of course, anybody from One Time for the Fans, welcome over here on this channel. So shout out to
Oh
Bodie for coming
really?
through.
Oh,
Always. Mom's in the chat. She said happy Friday, Dirty Bird for life. Yes, ma'am. You already know. Shout out to Moms.
shout
Philip,
out Miles.
Yes,
we
sir.
talked about it. We talked about it a good little bit. I told you we was going to talk about it for sure if the season ended. Veteran quarterbacks. There's a couple out in the market. There was a post that was posted on Twitter, I believe. I shared it on the Facebook groups, and it was just a post pictures of Kirk Cousin, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Michael Penix Jr., Jaden Daniels, and then there was a blank one for other. I just simply posted, was there a chance that any of these guys on this picture was going to be a Dirty Bird next season? And we got a lot of reactions over on Dirty Fanatics United Facebook. If you haven't already, be sure to join over there. I'm just going to go through some comments real quick of what people posted, if it'll ever load. Philip, just your thoughts of some names that I threw out there. Who stands out to you on that list, or does any of those guys stand out to you?
I mean, I've been saying it for 3 weeks. I might be on the, I guess you could say, the hype train. I'm fond of Jaden Daniels. I like his style. I think it'll fit good with what's in this NFL now, and especially what we need. As far as just same thing as Ritter in a way, just a little bit better.
And can scramble like a motherfucker.
That's
I mean, any vet you see on that list that you could possibly see the Falcons target in free agency?
I can see Russ in a way.
Russell Wilson to Atlanta. Bodie, headed over to you with that same exact question. Anybody on that list there that stands out to you vet wise or rookie?
Um. All right. So Kirk Cousins is going back. I mean, that arm talent, you just can't teach that. So they're
Yeah,
not gonna let him go.
right.
Okay. I would love Kirk Cousins to come here, but it's not gonna happen. Russ, I think he got something left in the tank. I don't know what it is. I think it's that damn altitude over there in Denver. Like he just can't play
Hey,
right over there.
It's
I
that
mean, I
Sean
don't
Payton
know.
rubbing off on him.
Yeah, Sean Payton, trash. He's garbage. I hate him. Anyway, yeah, it's probably that. But I think he get out of that shit and come down here. I wouldn't mind Russ. I really wouldn't. His numbers aren't bad if you look at it. Like, yeah, people think
exactly.
Russ is washed. He's not washed at all. And then I second what Philip said with the Jaden Daniels. I'm enamored with Jaden Daniels. I really would like to see him here.
Yeah,
But I I also said in the chat um, that I wouldn't be surprised if we really tried to go get one of those top quarterbacks, those other two, Drake May or Caleb. So I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that at all. I think we need to get it right. I'm tired of. I've been saying it for like a couple weeks now. I'm tired of band-aid quarterbacks. I'm tired of
yeah.
projects. Give me somebody with a damn head on their shoulders and can throw that ball down the field and can move in that pocket. So,
100%. I think we all three could agree Jaden Daniels is a top prospect, going to be probably a top 5 pick according to how it shakes out with trades in the draft of who trades up number 1 or whatever happens
yeah,
there.
Atlanta
But
trade up,
yeah. I've seen
please.
as well. I've seen the Bears GM speaking that he's pretty confident in trading the first pick away. So that there alone lets me know Justin Fields is probably safe in
Mhm.
Chicago. So Jaden Daniels is more than likely my pick if we go draft way. But like Bodie said, don't be surprised if you see the Atlanta Falcons trade up and go big with a Drake May or a Caleb Williams. They want to. It seems like Arthur Blank wants to win it now. He wants it bad. He wants to win it now, and the fan base does too. Make it happen, man. Make it happen.
Just
Uh,
want
John Carter on Facebook said, "Enjoying your show, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. If you're new here, man, head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're new on Facebook, if you don't have a YouTube, head over to Facebook groups and type in Dirty Fanatics United. Join there. We post the lives in that group as well. Philip does shorts, etc. Speaking on giving stuff away and doing stuff, Dirty Fanatics United is actually doing a giveaway. We're going to give away either a black or a white hoodie. I'm not sure. We're going to put it on Facebook groups and Twitter.
Oh shit.
Somebody can, y'all can vote on it, decide which ones, but this will be the two to choose from. This is
Oh
the black one.
shit.
And then this one up
Okay.
here is the white one.
that
The
white
So,
white
one.
one tough. Oh,
so
that's
all you
easy.
got to do is comment hashtag DFU in the live chat, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. Philip, we're talking a lot about football. We're talking a lot about some quarterbacks right now. Philip's got a little subject over here on Avis Avenue. He's going to break down a couple draft picks of who he thinks could land an A.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything don't matter. You already know we are in your city.
Yes, sir.
Today I got two prospects today in the NFL draft that I feel like could perfectly fit us and we can make a move to on either one of them. Starting first, which is Jaden Daniels himself. I got it at 6'4", 210 pounds. And what I like about him is he has elite athleticism, excellent burst, agility, and speed for his position. You know what I mean? And another thing is he's above average pocket passer and can manage around the pocket and you know take out for a burst of speed. You know what I mean? We've seen it
The
plenty of times.
Joker is out there running the football like he's Mike Vick. If he had the size of Mike Vick, you could definitely compare him to that. Jane Daniels, man, that definitely could be a fit in Atlanta. Philip, we didn't even read the live comments real quick before you get started on your second breakdown. Let me bring that up. Let me bring that up real quick.
My boy's got more.
Let's see. We had a bunch of Caleb Williams in the chat. People wanting to trade up to 1 for Caleb Williams.
Do
A
it.
couple said
Do it.
a couple's calling Kirk Cousins. A couple say Russ. Miss Pam with the Russell Wilson. Philip, Miss Pam's been on it
I'm
since
not
2
against
years
that.
ago. So Miss Pam may be right. That got a couple fields. A bunch of Jaden Daniels in the chat. So Philip, continue on, man. Jaden Daniels.
Another thing, which is a pro, like as pros and cons. I'm just talking about the positives, which he really don't have many negatives. So he's very good with deep ball accuracy, something we definitely needed this past 2 years. And it's consistent
Hallelujah.
drop in the bucket. He can drop it perfectly into the receiver's arms, and he's good at creating ability to create like certain windows and certain things. And of course, as we know, he's a dangerous runner. Burrow's got burst of speed at a quarterback that normal running backs have most of the time. It's crazy. But let's talk about another 6'4" quarterback. We're gonna throw in Drake May. That's another one I'm
Okay.
on.
Great, man. I can do with that.
6'4", 232-pound quarterback. It generates a high level velocity and effortless ease, and has snappy release. It's perfect. At the quarterback, Matt was one that can release fast as well.
Yes,
I like
sir.
He had extreme. He's really good with his hips. He can move perfectly into the pocket and out of it as well. In my opinion, he's a very underrated pick, and he has very good evasive ability. As I just said. And another thing that we've been needing is foot placement.
Yeah, Matt Ryan did a little breakdown on Desmond Ritter and his foot placement.
Stabilize a throw. Another
Ugh.
thing is he displays consistent anticipation both when he's reacting to breaks and reading zones, something we have definitely needed in a quarterback. But as things are, that is all I have. Those were the only two that I chose to cover, because that's the only two I figured we could go after.
Shout out to Philip and what he's got going on over at Avis Avenue. Philip's been pretty spot on when it comes to free agency. Last year, he called out a couple names. Jesse Bates. We hit on Jesse Bates. I believe he called Anamata. Anamata was another one that was pretty big that Philip called. So shout out to Philip and what he does over there. Keep those names in mind, because they may just be wearing a Falcon jersey come the end of April, I believe is the draft. So shout out to Philip. Headed over to the chat real quick. Dwayne Ruffin said, "Fire hoodie #DFU." You already know Dwayne's entered into the free raffle. Shout out to Dwayne, man. Always supporting DFU. As soon as the new clothing line dropped, Dwayne had to go ahead and cop him some merch. Shout out to you, bro. He said, "I like Drake May." Facebook user here said, "What's good, fam?" Celebrity in the chat, the Falconator over on Facebook said, "What's good, fam? What's good, brother?" Steady getting screen time.
Hey.
Mike Vrabel in the chat said he would be a good coach to go for. That's Caleb Maxwell. We talked about Mike Vrabel right before we went live. Before we get to these next comments, Philip Bodie as well chime in after Philip. What is y'all's thoughts on Mike Vrabel? Would you take another Tennessee head coach over in Atlanta?
Personally, absolutely not. But he's not a bad coach. But my thing is, the way things are running over there are kind of like Arthur Smith's fault. It's his home fault. People want to claim, oh, he didn't have a quarterback. Well, you're the head coach. You can come in and get the quarterbacks that you need.
How many quarterbacks did he draft the past few years?
You draft a rookie last year.
Yeah,
but I'm not totally against him, because we do, as of right now, have a better team. But based off of what they've been running, it's nothing but running backs, and that's what we've had. I want to see more than just a running back for our offense. Defense-wise, I'm not too worried that they'll mess with anything like that. I hope not, but personally, I don't really want Mike Vrabel.
Heard that. Bodie, your thoughts on Mike Vrabel to Atlanta?
No more Tennessee retreads.
Thank you. We done with Tennessee.
Bang that on the
we done with Chicago players. We don't
want that. None of that. Okay, I don't want that. No. Now, and that's another thing. Mike Vrabel, I think he's a defensive guy. I want an offensive-minded head coach. Want him and Ben Johnson. I want an offensive-minded head coach who will hire an OC who they can work on together and they go crazy. Ben Johnson. That's what I want. So just give me a bright, offensive, young head coach, Ben Johnson.
Speaking of head coaches, I'm glad Caleb Maxwell, appreciate your comment, bro. Everybody has their own opinion. Mike Vrabel may be your guy, and that may be who Atlanta chooses. So shout out to
Not a
you if you're
bad
correct
coach,
with that.
but
Hey, it might be.
Stormy Sap, moms, you are entered. Hashtag DFU. Hashtag DFU from Caleb Maxwell. You were entered as well.
Yeah,
Philip,
I'm an
before we
enter.
get to our next subject with the Terry situation on social media and these Falcon fans, let's go over our list of head coaches or coaches that we have requested to interview. Start from the top, we've requested to interview the Ravens assistant head coach, Anthony Weaver, the Lions DC, Aaron Glenn, Lions OC, Ben Johnson, 49ers DC, Steve Wilkes, Eagles
hey,
OC, Brian Callahan. I like the Brian Callahan move too. That ain't that bad. Rams DC, Raheem Morris, Panthers DC. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, so we're going to pass by that. Texans OC, Bobby Slowick, and Ravens DC, Mike McDonald. Philip, just a couple of those names. So there's also been some rumors about Bill Belichick to Atlanta as well. Philip, from the top, what names, like you can give me more than one, what names stand out to you of who should come to Atlanta?
first one one of the first ones you named on there was Ben Johnson. That's my number one pick. That's who I want, just because of how similar the offenses are. Just like as we ran this previous year, but it was also run smoothly and like certain the route trees for them were a little bit better than what ours was, but it's a similar style.
Right.
Another one I'd say is Slowick in a way, possibly.
Okay. Texans OC.
Yeah, possibly. You can work. I mean, what a better we have better weapons than what they actually do. We just had an incompetent coach.
Hell, Texas made the playoffs, man. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. Shout out to the Texans. Shout out to CJ Stroud, man. Stay balling, bro.
Hey, I'm rooting for the kid, man. But those are my two pick that I would say.
Phil, I know you still hang on to that 2016 game, as we all do, but I got to ask you, Bill Belichick to Atlanta?
Hey, I'm not against it. Because he could say we don't go a quarterback route. He did work Tom. Tom was a bum as well before Bill came along. And he worked Tom to be the great little cheater he is. But maybe say we don't get a quarterback. Maybe he can help Dez form into something. But I just don't see it happening though. I just feel like he's just too old.
Okay.
That's my thing. I just maybe he ain't got one more in him. You know what I mean? So
right. Facts. I can deal with that. Bodie, just some names we went over here on the request. I'm pretty sure there'll be more names to come pretty soon. Any names that pop out to you, and then follow up with the Bill Belichick question.
I agree with the two offensive minds that Philip said. Of course, the Ben Johnson one I've been advocating for.
Yeah.
Had everything we had except they had a quarterback who actually was good.
Yeah.
So I mean, they had two running backs. They had a good receiver, a good tight end. They ran a great offense, and they looked good doing it. And I think if we did get Ben Johnson, he would get a quarterback who can throw that ball over here, and we'll be on that same path.
Nice.
I do like what Texas did. The Texans did. So I like that coach as well. I wouldn't be against getting. I if I had to guess, I don't think we'll get a defensive minded head coach because I don't think we need one.
Not with Ryan Nielsen on the squad.
Yeah.
I do not think we need one. So and the Bill Belichick thing, I'm not mad at him about 2083. He did his goddamn job.
Right.
I can't be mad at him for that. I
Right.
mean, not now, you know what I'm saying? It does suck. But I personally see no way in hell that he comes here. I can't. You know why? Because, I mean, it's probably alluding to what we're going to talk about next, but it's the structure of our front office and, how that going on,
Right.
And Bill had so much power over there.
Yeah.
And Terry will be like a nobody. Like I mean, it's kind of bad, but it'll be weird. So I think it's a 0 chance Bill comes.
I could agree 100% on each name that y'all talked about. Somebody that wasn't on the list that I haven't heard that we've talked to yet or tried to talk to is Jim Harbaugh. I would definitely be cool with him coming to the A. He's got head coach experience with both. I actually have a stat from Jim Harbaugh when he was over the 49ers and before he actually came from or went to the 49ers. His record before the 49ers from 2007 to 2010 was 5-11, 7-9, 8-8, 6-10. With Harbaugh, the 49ers in 2011 were 13-3, 2012 they were 11-4, and 2013 they were 12-4. Winning seasons all 3 seasons in the NFL. Just won his first national championship in college football with Michigan. So shout out to Jim Harbaugh, a name to watch to come to the A. Comment here in the comment section. I haven't thrown it up yet because this is what we're waiting to talk about. The comment here says, I'm Lehman Bennett these days with the Falcons. Let's talk about Rich McKay drafting instead of the GM. That is our next subject here on Dirty Fanatics United. Philip, there's been a lot of controversy about Terry Fontenot not being at the press conference with the Arthur Smith fire. Your thoughts about that, Philip? If you think it's been blown out of proportion, Arthur Blank's comments were that he was back at Flowery Branch with his crew getting things lined out to get this head coach job filled. Philip, just your thoughts on that real quick, and then we'll head over to Bodie with it.
I feel like in a way it's being blown out of proportion in a way, but also it could do us some help if Terry did have like a little bit more input than what he's given. But also, I also have a little birdie on Twitter giving me a little info. Terry was also at the national championship game. Speaking of Harbaugh, whether I can or can't confirm it, but that's rumors that I've been told by multiple people on Twitter. So maybe that's a good sign. They said it was just him at Flowery Branch was just a smokescreen, and he was, chatting it up with old Jim. So we'll see how that goes.
Maybe so. Bodie, I know you got a lot to say about the whole situation with Rich McKay. And, I mean, you've been a Falcon fan a little longer than I have, and you've seen Rich McKay just a little longer than both of us. So your thoughts about Rich McKay, as that question just said, possibly drafting over the GM. Definitely got a big input in what happens as far as the head coach. Just your thoughts.
Okay. I'm not gonna say Rich McKay has ruined this franchise, but there's a reason he's not our GM anymore. Okay. He had some shit ass years at GM. He wasn't an aggressive GM. He wasn't. He was more laid back type. Just took whatever he could get type GM to me. But he knows people. He is very linked in with the league, and he's very, he's just involved. And I think Arthur Blank is so enamored with that, and then they're like peas and carrots. You know what I'm saying? So he trusts him with the team more than anybody you could ever think of. So I think he really just I don't know why, but I mean I do know why. He got so many connections and so much experience.
Right.
But whether that experience leads to success, I mean, you can debate that. Ain't even a debate. You go look at the damn stats. Go look at the past. I mean, these guys have been running this team for almost 30 years and 20 something years. And I have not seen, we've seen more failures than successes. And I don't like it. And I really think, I personally think Terry should be like very much more involved. But, it's Arthur's team, so he's going, he trusts McKay. So I mean, that's what we got to deal with. So I mean, you would think they failed so many times they would actually understand or try to, come to a conclusion, but this is
kind of on the same boat with you on the Rich McKay. I've been commenting on every post that the Atlanta Falcons post on Facebook or Instagram, #fire Rich McKay. So maybe he'll be the next one out the door. Highly doubt it. Head to the comment section real quick. Facebook user that's Preston Sapp. So what's good, Falcon fans? Give me Daniels in the draft, and I'm happy. A lot of Falcon fans wanting Jaden Daniels, man. We're definitely cool with it over this way. Caleb said, let Terry cook. Facts.
But we saw
Let
it
Terry
with
cook.
his last offseason. Let Terry cook, bro.
And we
See,
should
I
look pretty
think
good this offseason.
they trust Terry with the player personnel and all that stuff, but let Terry cook with the coach and stuff too.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Yeah, that's how you're going to get a good draft, free
Yeah.
agency picks, when the coach and the GM can job together as one. Man, it's been a good little show here. We've already hit our 30-minute mark. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Like I said, if you're new on Facebook, be sure to head over to YouTube, check us out, hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. Free giveaways to come, more from DFU to come. Every proceed that goes to the merch is something that we bring here to the channel to bring you something new. Going to be a hoodie giveaway, some Falcon merch giveaway. Got an old throwback Julio Jones little action figure here. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff here to give away. Shout out to Freddie and his flooring company. Donated a bunch of Falcon merch to give away. So shout out to him. If you need any kind of flooring done, man, holler at my boy Freddie. I'll be sure to leave his company info in the bio. So shout out to him. Bodie, let these people know where they can find you at, man. It's been a pleasure having you here on the show. Your first appearance on DFU, first special guest of 2024. So shout out to Bodie. Bodie, let them know where they can find you at, dog.
Well, first, real quick, I just want to say all proceeds of DFU products they'll go towards beer products for Chase. He got to keep that Santa Claus going right, because
Yep.
one day he got to take over the Santa Claus. If you know.
Couldn't do it without you.
Anyway, man, I mean, you can find me. I'm a private person. I ain't even really online like that. And if I am, I mean, I'm on Twitter, Bodie3000. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG, Bodie3000. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for welcoming me on y'all platform, man.
Yes,
I really
sir.
appreciate it. Man,
Yes,
y'all
sir.
got
It's
a
been a
dope
pleasure.
ass thing going, and I will be fucking back.
You already heard it, man. Shout out to Bodie for stopping through, dropping his facts and his Falcon opinion. Definitely going to get Bodie back on this offseason when we start making some signings, some drafts. Got to have Bodie back on for that. Maybe the live draft show. Who knows? Bodie, man, shout out to you, dog. Shout out to One Time for the Fan. Check Bodie out over there. Shout out to everybody that's here tonight. Bodie, we'll catch up with you, brother. Appreciate you dropping by.
Already. See y'all.
See you, bro. Good little show, Philip. Appreciate you, doing what you do, man. Shout out to Bodie once again for coming through, doing his thing. Dropped by in the messenger, wanted to talk some Falcon football, so that's what we did. Philip, before we get out of here, man, drop your shout outs, and then I'll give my shout out.
As always, shout out to the team. Make me proud next year, man. Let me be a little happy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Once again, shout out to Bodie. Shout out to you. Shout out to the clothing that we personally made. Shout out to everybody supporting the edits. I'm trying to cook out a little bit more for y'all.
Let Philip cook.
shout out, whip something up. But shout out to y'all for supporting me on whether it's the logos or whatever, the videos, edits. As always, man, rise up.
Shout out to Philip, man. Shout out to Bodie once again. Appreciate him stopping through. Shout out to everybody that stopped in the live comment, that left a comment. Shout out to everybody that joined the free giveaway. A couple more months to enter that before we do that raffle. Shout out to all the supporters over on YouTube, supporters on Facebook. Be sure to leave a like, a share, and a comment. It's your boy Chase and Philip, man. As always, A-Town down, man. Rise up.